First off, good luck to everyone on their 2020 goals, and good luck to Cook on your election. That sounds like something that is going to be a really cool experience. I certainly wouldn't be comfortable doing something like that, and I think that is really admirable that you're running for something. I had a number of New Year's resolutions kind of tied up into one. Some of them are a little bit more fluid and harder to explain, but I do have a physical item that I keep that acts as a way for me to hold myself accountable for the stuff that I want to be doing. Inside the box, there are a number of trinkets, and each one of the trinkets represents a habit that I want to keep. I find that it's easier for me to keep track of the habits that I'm trying to keep with something physical like this. And I also hold myself more accountable when I can actually see thing in the physical world and notice that it's not in its place. I won't tell you what all of the trinkets represent because Caleb occasionally watches these videos and I want him to suffer as much as possible. But I have one that represents doing a journal entry every day. I have one that represents reading, and I have one that represents doing a certain amount of programming in a day. So this year I've already read 1.5 books, which is infinitely more than the amount of books I had read by this time last year. So this is just a collection of habits that I want to keep for 2020, and I guess my goal would be to be able to make all of those ingrained in me enough that I don't need to even think about it. That it all just becomes such a regular part of my routine that I won't even need the trinkets. And by that point, I hope that I can reassign trinkets into different habits and keep adding on to the things that I'm already doing. Some of the things are really small and they don't take up really much time at all, but they're things that I sometimes forget to do, and so having a trinket will remind me to do it. So those things I can imagine myself adding on, but things that take up a bit more time that I'm trying to just have more consistency in and have something accountable that I can see. I'm probably not going to replace those with anything. I don't want to take every single hour of my day and assign it to be in a rigid schedule of something specific and feel like a failure if I don't do that specific thing every single day. Now it's my turn to ask a question, and I want to talk about politics, but we're not supposed to talk about politics. So if you want to talk about the presidential election and you don't like my other question that I have, then you can. But I do have another question. But my real question for you guys is, who is someone that you admire that the rest of us probably don't know about? It could be someone that you know, someone that you don't know, maybe someone in your field, but just talk about them and the things that they've done that you admire about them. For me, I want to highlight Mehdi Hassan, who is a leftist columnist for The Intercept, so he is political, but he does a lot of good work, I think. He's brought a lot of issues to my attention that I didn't know about before, and he speaks really well, and he speaks to an ideology that I mostly agree with. At least as far as I've seen. I haven't read every article or watched every interview with him, obviously. But because I'm not a journalist and I don't have the time to put as much research into a lot of the stuff that I want to, you obviously have to outsource that to someone else. And Mehdi has been really a key figure for that in this election cycle. Yeah, just recently he's been that for me. I just feel like if I were a journalist and I were putting as much effort into learning this stuff as much as possible, I would probably come out the other side with Mehdi's opinions on things, and he brings light to a lot of different things that I think are important and I think are underlooked, especially since I don't know about them a lot of the time.